Good morning, cubies and newbies. I am Sunshine. How are you today? Good morning, Discord for small streamers, and Paula Arague. I'm sorry. I'm bad at names. Good morning. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. And I am Sunshine. I'm the creator of the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cubes, and I'm here to play with my cubes with you. So, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's move these other ones away. It's Monday. Let's scramble our cubes. Scramble, scramble, scramble. Scramble, 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 scramble. Scramble, 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 scramble. La 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 la. Alrighty. Okay. The ABCube method solves every type of Rubik's Cubes, every size, every complexity, as long as it's a cube. It has some difficulty with things like this. It solves most of this. It needs 2 parodies to finish the final edge, the final edges on the edges on the last face. Everything else can be done with A and B. So yeah. Minor adaptation will also allow you to solve this with just A and B. I never use parity algorithms. I don't use algorithms at all, because formula A will bring a desired piece to the top, and formula B will move 3 pieces around, and that's all you need to do to solve the cube. That's all you'll ever need to do. So formula A is usually formula A works on the entire one entire face. It also works it works on corners and absolute centers. Formula A is very simple concept. Oopsie, these aren't scrambled very well. You find a piece you want to move to the top, you put it under where it wants to be, you move it away, move the piece down, move the piece and back up again. Let's see here. Alright, so, for example, this piece wants to be up here, line it up that way, and if I move it away, I move the face down, I move the piece into the space, and the piece in the space back up again. Now this only works on one face because when you do it, it affects all 6 sides. So you don't want to do that, except for the absolute center, the corners, and the first face you're working on. And then formula B, for example, okay, switches these 2 pieces back and forth and twists them as it goes along. So that's why so it works well on corners. And as anything that you do on a Rubik's Cube, if you do it enough times, you're going to get back to the start. If it's simple enough, it'll only take 3 to 6 times to do it. But if you do the same thing over and over and over again, you're going to get back to the beginning. I once did it on the 3x3, just rotating the face, and then turning and rotating the face, and turning and rotating the face, and turning and rotating the face, and turning. It kept giving me some patterns and going back again. Like the corners would get solved, and then the edges would get solved, and then not the corners, and then so it will take forever forever to do it. But because of the mechanics of the cube, anything you do repeatedly without deviation is going to get it back to the center, back to whatever your original position was. If that was a solved piece, it would lead back to a solved. If it was scrambled, it would lead back to that exact state of scramble. So formula A, 4 moves, out, down, and up. Find a piece that wants to move up to the top, and formula B moves 3 pieces around, and the 3 pieces that it moves are dictated by the columns that you use. Now you don't have to memorize these columns move these things and these columns move these things. You just have to have a cube, find a piece you want to move. If that is a corner piece, corner pieces are moved to the top by formula A. If it is a corner, if it's corner pieces you want to move around, like this one, formula B, up, slide, down, and it moved this piece over here. And the first column I used was where it was going to end up, and the second column I used was where it began. So that's always the case. If it's an edge piece, slide the top first where you want it to land. Second up is where you want it to be, where it began. Down, and it moved it to here. And a centerpiece, up, down. So formula B for the corners, for the outside edges moves corners. Formula B for an outside and inside moves edges. Formula B for 2 inside columns moves centers. And that's all you're ever going to want to do. So, oh, more people are meeting me coming in. Good morning. Happy Monday. 1, 2, 3. I got 5 people now. Good morning. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Refresh to view. Okay. Sorry. My computer's telling me what to do. All right. Good morning. So we're going to do corners today. Unless somebody has questions, comments, queries, posers, denials. Unless somebody wants to chat with me, then I will do whatever you tell me to do. It's cube related. Okay, so this method, when I use this method, I do work from the corners and then corners from the outsides in. So I do the corners, then the edges, then the insides. But you can do your cube intuitively any way you want to do it. But when you get to where you need help on the last layer, the last things, formula A or B will pick up your cube from any state of scramble and set it down again solved. Parodies are not a problem because parodies are a lie. There is never a parody. A parody, really quickly, because the 3x3 was the original, then anything that shows up on a 4x4 or larger that you can't happen on a standard 3x3 is called a parody, because it's something that you have to learn when you're going from a 3x3 to larger. I don't go from 3x3 to larger. I solve every size cube the exact same way. What a parody looks like is where there's 2 pieces and only 2 pieces that need to be interchanged, and that's either on the corners or the edges. Because the centers, it doesn't happen. You can always fix the centers on a large cube. We'll talk about that later. So whenever it looks like there's only 2, there's always 3, because of the mechanics of the cube. There's always going to be 3. If you only see 2, any formula method algorithm you're going to use is going to move at least 3 pieces. So you can try to throw another piece into that mix and see if that solves it, which will if the edges are in the right place but flipped. But if they're in the wrong place, you're just going to change what your parody looks like. It's still going to be 2 pieces out of place. And the third piece that you don't see is the piece that you don't see literally. It is if you slide one of the center slices that touches that parody, then that will then solve from that state. The parody has just disappeared, and because you've gone from 2 out of place to 3 out of place, and you know how to place three pieces. So you don't have to memorize 1 or more parody algorithms. You can just undo them. So this is not the fastest method. This is not the fewest moves method, but as far as I know, it is the simplest method to learn, because all you have is A and B, And with that, you can solve every size cube. You don't have to learn more to go to a higher cube. So I solve, when I'm teaching, I teach with all 4 at the same time. My average is 1.5 minutes for the 3x3. I'm not really fast, but my average for teaching all of them is about 1.5 hours. From a total non-cuber to being confident that you can take any cube and put it down solved, about 1.5 hours. And because A and B is all you need, and because you're doing it over and over again, it's because it's all you need to remember. It's easy to remember. So, if you've just joined me, I am Sunshine. Anyone want to tell me about your weekend? What did you do that was fun and amazing? I am preparing for a move, so which is not fun or amazing, but we'll do that. Okay, corners. Every cube has 8 corners. And so those 8 corners can be solved the same on every cube. All you have to, if you can ignore everything but the corners. So if I pick up a large cube like this, I'm going to only look at the corners. That's the hardest thing about this method, is not getting sidetracked by the colorful other pieces that you're ignoring. So we're working only on the corners. So I like to do yellow first. I didn't scramble it very well if they're still the same. All right, so this cube is yellow. So this cube is correct because I just selected it. This is correct and everything else is wrong, and I'm going to make the entire cube match this corner because I'm all powerful and this is the one I selected. So look, I chose yellow as my start. So I look at this one is correct. I look to see if this one is correct to it. And so this does not have a yellow on top. I look at the other corners of the cube to see if there is yellow anywhere on this cube, and if there is, formula A will bring it to the top. If there's not, then I look at this cube, because formula A is going to switch these cubes back and forth and rotate them as you go along. So if there's a yellow in any one of these 2 places, that yellow will come to the top. If there's not, I rotate the bottom by quarter turns until the answer is yes. Okay, so there's a yellow here, and so there's a yellow in one of these 2 places. Formula A is 1 row, 1 column. Bottom row, right column, works on the corners. So I move this piece is going to come up here. I move it away from the action. I move the space it wants to be in down. I move the cube and the space into it, and then the cube into the space and the cube and the space together back up. That is formula A. Yellow's not on top yet. It's on the top layer, but not the top face. So I'm going to do formula A again, which is going to switch it back down, and A again puts it up in a different position. So my yellow's on top. That was my goal. So I'm going to slide the top to protect it, keep it out of the way, and then I'm going to work again on this cube. Again, I check, is there yellow on this cube or this cube? If there is, formula A is all I need to do until the yellow's on top. Yellow's on top. Slide it out of the way. Top row. I don't move the cube. I just move the top row to protect it, and now I work on this cube. There is no yellow here, no yellow here. Bottom row, quarter turns until the answer is yes. There it is. A will bring it to the top. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Okay. This does work on edges as well. I'm just to demonstrate real quickly, just because it's formula A. This yellow and green wants to go between these yellow and greens up here. So this piece wants to go up here. And so I can do formula A, but only for the top row. So I'm going to demonstrate that real quick. So this piece wants to go here. So I move it away from the action. I move the space down, I move the cube into the action, and the cube and the space back up again. So I can do that. I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. But we're only working on corners right now. I just wanted to throw that in there and confuse you all. Corners. Okay, so yellow's on top. So that's one color of the corners have 3 colors. One color is accounted for. Now we look at the other colors of the corners. We're ignoring everything except for the corners, which I didn't do when I put this up there. So shame on me. All right. So blue does not equal red. Green does not equal green. Or green equals. Good morning. Green equals green. When you're checking if you're doing corners and your color is on top, one of 3 things will happen. Either all of the corners will match to each other, none of them will, or one will. If all of them do, you proceed to the next step. If none of them do, it doesn't matter how you hold the cube to proceed, because it's going to do the same thing for you. And after we do this step, then one side will match. That matching side is going to be held to the back. So let's do that. Matching is back, corners on yellows on top. Formula B. You'll notice Formula B is 8 moves. Every other move is horizontal. Every other horizontal is reverse of the previous one. So it's not going to make a lot of changes other than what you want. The vertical moves, we're using 2 columns and only 2 columns. We move one up, the other one up, one down, the other one down. So the columns that we're working on are the corners, are the outside edges, because we're working on corners. So Formula B, away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Okay, now we worked hard to bring our real yellows to the top, and we might think, oh no, it's gone, but they're not. They're all still in the top face, and we're going to use Formula A to bring them back to the top again. And when we do, then we reevaluate what our corners look like. As soon as the yellow's on top, you slide it out of the way with the top row and keep going. This means the bottom rows are not going to change. Whatever they were at like before, they are still like that way. So yellow corners are correct to each other. I'm going to put them face down, and as promised, they're going to take care of themselves while I work with the second 4 corners. I don't have to worry about them anymore. So one's already on top. My opposite color is white. If you don't know that, just look and see what color all 4 of them have in common, and it's not going to be one that touches your first color. So this one's on top. I'm going to use Formula B to bring the white to the top on all the other 4 corners, one at a time. Okay, and still not on top. I keep going. There it is. White's on top. Slide the top a quarter turn to protect it, and keep working. Continue my A pattern with this one in place. So, and as long as I don't move the cube, I only move the rows that I'm working on. Okay, so if I move the cube, my yellows are going to get scrambled. But if I only move the top row and keep the cube stable, my yellows will stay happy. So we're going to bring the white to the top again. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. Out, down, in, up. White's on top. White's on top on all 4 corners. We're happy. Now we check the sides to see if they match. Either all of them will match, none of them will match, or one of them will match. So it's not this segment doesn't match, this one doesn't match, this one does. And it's the only one that does, so it faces away. And we do Formula B again. Slide up, slide up, slide down, and then A to bring my whites to the top again. When the white's on top, when it's correct, slide it out of the way and keep going. Don't turn the cube, because you want the cube will protect itself if you only use A and B. So second 4 corners are now correct to each other. First 4 corners are still correct to each other. So all I have to do is, if necessary, is rotate the top row by quarter turns until the top and bottom corners are correct to each other. And now these 8 corners are all complete. Boom. Which means that if I did it on this one, it'd be done. It'd be solved, because the corners is all this one has. So here's 2 yellows. I'm going to bring a yellow to the top. It's already on the top. So Formula A until it's on top. And yes, you can intuit the first 4 corners much better, much easier, quicker, faster than this, but this, when this works on every cube. So yellow's on top, one matching side goes to the back. Formula B is going to reposition the corners while keeping them on top. And so formula A to bring the color back to the top again, and this time they'll be correct. Okay, slide the top, out, down, in, up, out, down, in, up, and the first four corners are correct to each other. Okay, so the first, these are all correct. These first four are correct. Let's do the first four on all of the cubes. I'm trying to demonstrate that all of the cubes are solved in the exact same way, so it doesn't, and I don't know what your cube in your hand looks like, but if I do if I do just the corners, I'm going to end up with something that's like your cube. You're going to be able to work with it like mine. So this corner has yellow on top, yellow but not on top. Formula A to bring it to the top. Once it's on top, slide it out of the way to keep it safe. And this one has a yellow. Again, if it has to be yellow, have yellow here or here, either one. A is going to bring it to the top. Six times we'll get back to where you started, so it's always 5 or less. Okay, so yellow's on top, corners, none of them match. So it doesn't matter which way I hold it, which faces me, because what's going to happen is after I do B and A, then one side will match, and that will be the way I hold it. So up, up, down, down, out, down, and up. Slide, out, down, and up. Slide, formula A. Yellow's on top on all four corners, and this time one of them will match, which I hold away from me and do B again. Formula A to bring the yellows back to the top. And because of the mathematics of the cube, it's always going to be 6 A's or multiple of 6 A's, so my bottom is not ever going to get changed. So, first four corners are correct to each other. First four corners are correct to each other. Let's make these first four corners correct to each other. Here's a yellow. This one doesn't have a yellow. This one doesn't have a yellow. Slide the bottom by quarter turns until that answer is yes. Formula A will bring it to the top. Okay. When yellow's on top, slide it out of the way, top row only to protect it. Yellow here or here. Yellow A will bring it to the top. Yellow's on top, slide it out of the way, keep going. There is a yellow somewhere, here or here. Formula A will bring it to the top. Yellow's on top. Check the sides. One side matches. It goes facing away from me. Do formula B using the outside columns. Up, up, down, down. And then formula A will bring the yellows back to the top, and this time the yellows will be correct to each other. Slide. Slide. First four corners are correct to each other now. So, when the first four corners are correct, When the first 4 corners are correct, I put them face down and I ignore them. Boom. I worked with the opposite color, which opposite yellow is white. Not on every cube. Some cubes are non-standardly colored. Back in the 80s when the cube first came out, white was opposite blue. When I lost my cube and bought another one and white was opposite yellow, I thought I was going crazy, or that it was one of those Mandela effect things. But it's true. Yellow used to be white used to be opposite blue. Okay, so yellow's face down, I'm ignoring it. Don't have a white on top, so doesn't matter which I'll start anywhere. So formula A is going to bring a white to the top. And I do it until it does. And when the white's on top, I slide that top to protect it, to keep it out of the way, and keep going with the cube the same face. Facing white's on top, slide it out of the way to protect it, keep going, out, down, in, up, white's on top, slide it out of the way, keep going. Okay, white's on top on all 4 corners, and my yellow is still happy because these formulas will not mess up anything, but you will not affect anything except what you want to affect. So the bottom is, when I ignore my yellows on the bottom, they're going to protect itself. Matching all sides of 1, 0, 1 are all 4. 1 matches, it faces away. Formula B. Up, up, down, down. Formula A to bring the white back to the top again. When it's on top, I slide it out of the way to protect it. Keep going on the next corner. Now if I rotate the cube instead of just the top row, my yellows are going to end up scrambled. But as long as I keep the cube stable, then doing formula B or formula A will not affect the bottom. The bottom is still happy. So first 4 corners are still happy, top 4 corners are now happy, correct to each other. And so all that's left is to rotate, is to see whether the top and the bottom are correct to each other, and rotate until it does, and boom! Corners are done on this one. Okay, second 4 corners. Good morning. If you've just joined me, I am Sunshine, and today I'm the creator of the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cube. As far as I know, it's the newest original method for solving the Rubik's Cubes. I published it on speedsolving.com and abcube.how in 2020. And it only uses these 2 formulas, so it's it is geared for. I don't make you learn the standardized notation. You don't have to learn cube language or what the terms mean. It's just a matter. It just uses arrows, and it applies to every cube. So my yellows are correct. They go face down, and then now I'm working on my whites. So formula A brings the color to the top. So I'm going to bring this white piece to the top. There it is. Slide the top row only to protect that piece and work on this one. If I move the cube, my bottom's going to get affected, and I don't want that to happen. Until the white, my chosen color, active color, comes to the top. And there it is. Checking to see that my yellows are still correct to each other. So whites are on top. I check the side colors. One side matches. It faces away from me. I do formula B. First up, second up, first down, second down. And these 3 moved. So I'm going to use formula A to bring it back to the top, my chosen color back to the top. When it's on top, I rotate the top row only to protect it and keep working on this one. white's on top, slide to protect it, keep going. And now my first 4 corners are still correct to each other. My second 4 corners are now correct to each other. So I look to see if the top and bottom corners are correct to each other. And if not, I rotate the top row by quarter turns until they are, and boom. These 4 corners are correct to each other. All of these have 4 corners are correct. 8 corners, sorry. I know words, I just don't use them properly. One more time on this one. My yellows are correct to my yellow corners are correct to each other. All I care about is corners. I'm ignoring everything else. So these are correct. I'm going to put them face down and ignore them, abandon them, and they will take care of themselves. I'm now bringing the opposite corner up, which is white on standard cubes. If you have a non-standard color cube, just find out what color all four top corner cubes have in common. So we're bringing the white to the top. Formula A will do that because it changes these 2 pieces. And twists them as it does. So slide out of the way to protect it, keep going, Formula A until my white is on top. Slide out of the way to protect it, keep going. White is on top. So when white's on top, when your color's on top, you check the sides to see if they match. Either all of them do, none of them do, or one of them does. If one of them does, you hold the cube facing away, and Formula B is going to change their position. So that when I do, so slide up, slide down, and when I use Formula A to bring the white to the top again, this time they will be correct to each other. And when they are correct to each other, make sure the top and bottom are correct to each other, and these 8 corners are correct. So all the corners are correct on all of these cubes now, and because every cube is can be solved the exact same way, and is solved the exact same way in the ABCube method. So that is the corners. Does anybody have any questions or want to tell me how their weekend was, or otherwise, bring me your non-cuber friends if they want to. Weekend was good. Good. You deserve it. I'm glad that your weekend was happy. I'm going to go feed my face, so I'll be back here tomorrow. I break down the method into steps and throughout the mornings because you guys just kind of have me on in the background while you're getting ready for your day. But I am set up. What time do you usually start the stream? 9 a.m. Utah time. And that is Monday through Friday, also Saturday, and Friday evenings about 6 my time, Utah time. And Friday evenings and Saturdays are set up to be, I can incorporate my Zoom, which means I can teach in real time 3 to 4 people at a time, so I can see your cubes, you can see my cube, and then I Twitch video capture the Zoom call so that I'm still here, but I can teach or demonstrate as well. So just hit me up and tell me you want to do that, and as long as I can stream it on my Twitch, then the tutorials are free. So yeah. So every weekday morning, and then Saturday morning and Friday evenings is when I stream. Unless I'm bored, I might do some unscheduled streaming. But if you follow me, you will know. And sometimes sometimes if it's unscheduled, I might play with other things like my magnets or something else. So we will have fun. I am going to, like I said, I hope you guys go be nice to yourself and have a really have a really great day. My voice. My voice. It won't cost much, just your voice. Okay. All right, I'll be back here tomorrow. Hope to see you guys. Bye. If you are not following me, go ahead and follow me. That'd be great. See ya. Okay, bye.